Hello everybody, this is toysareruss, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Newage Legendary Heroes. This is number 61F, Amsterdamned. So although we've got loads of figures out in front of us, we are only going to be focusing on this particular little figure. So in this video we're going to have a detailed look at him in both of his modes, help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to have a look at the original figure. I suppose the main idea for this came from, which is a BotCon exclusive. We've then got the original owner of the mold to see, I suppose, how different he looks with the colours. And of course we've got the other two uses. This is his actual pack mate and the other one that came with the seaspray, so we can have a look at how they all look together, as well of course as comparing with the generation 1 and some other crazy versions of this particular figure as well. So as you can see, loads to get through with this video. So as I start to move all of these out of the way, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to the channel, if you'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. And the other is to thank Showsy Store, which is where this came from, and as you can see they got it to me nice, quickly and safely. Right, let's move this out of the way. So as I said, apologies for not doing them both. I want to do them individually so I can spend enough time going through the little bits on here. So this is how they come packaged. There you go, they're called Legendary Heroes. The reason why they're not using the proper names is because they transform, so Newage figures aren't licensed by Hasbro or Takara. That is the figure that we'll be looking at in another video. This is the one we're going to be looking at now. There we go, Amsterdamned, and there we've got the image of him, the other one in his robot mode as well. They do come packaged together in robot mode like so, and they come with what I would class as industry standard instructions, because I'm sure, yes, we've got actually sea spray, and the main difference now is, of course, you'll see there your Triton Tremors, that was their names, and they actually had propellers on the back of theirs, whereas these don't have propellers. They're sort of like, I don't know what they are, to be fair, like fans maybe, but they're not propellers anyway. Right, let's have a look at the figures. So for those of you who aren't familiar with these are what's known as Legend scale figures, and they're a bit smaller than Titan core class figures. They do look very good. They are much more expensive than core class figures, but that's because of the engineering, the articulation that does in fact go into these. You can already tell by all the little panels and everything that it's quite articulate, and as I say, there is a lot going on with this. We've got the lovely translucent windows. I know some people aren't a fan of them, but I think they're great. There are no propellers there, as I say, so that is the biggest difference with this between the original owner of the mold. And the good thing about this, so the good thing about these is they do exactly that. They just get all the figures and then just release them all pretty much at the same time. This is his pack mate. As I say, these come packaged together, and that gives you an idea of what they look like. With compared to an original generation 1 sea spray figure, it is smaller. It is smaller, and this is where you'll see how clever they are in a second when he's in his robot mode, just how they sort of expand and indeed grow out. With regards to some other figures, just to give you an idea, I suppose, of how big he is, this is a current Micromaster figure. I think he comes with the Guardian, so you can see they're about, this is even smaller, this is about that particular sort of size. Right, there's not really much more to say about this particular mode, to be honest. We can have a look at a few of the other, these are Spanish exclusive or knockoff, shall we say, versions of sea spray, so I wonder if we'll see any of these particular versions. You can see this has got the fan at the back this time, which is slightly different. There isn't, as I say, anything more to say about this. I do need to let you know that some of the parts on here are die cast though, and yeah, as I say, for me it's all about the robot mode, and that is what we are going to have a look at right now. So here he is in his robot mode. Apologies for no transformation process on this video. That's to keep the length of the video down, but you probably already noticed I've actually uploaded a tutorial anyway, so you can see how clever and intricate it is. And this is where you'll see where your money goes into these particular figures. So for his size, again, very quickly, let me show you. There is a Micromaster and there is a current core class figure. So you can see the core class figure is towering over him, completely towering over him. But this is, I suppose, is the, not mind-blowing, the most impressive thing about this particular figure. You've got ball and socket joints at the shoulders, so of course they'll go all the way around, they'll come right out to the side. You have a shoulder swivel, you have a bicep flexion. You can't move the wrists around, unfortunately, that's because it's so small. There is, look, there's an ab crunch on a figure this big. There's a legitimate ab crunch that is supposed to be there. There is also the hips on ball and socket, so they can go fully out to the side, they can kick fully up to the front, go all the way back. And even though there's, I'm not going to say kibble, I'm going to say there's perhaps quite a bit going on with the feet, you can still do an ankle rock, toe tilt, heel tilt, tap, etc. You've got these incredibly posable little figures, and they're exactly that. They look great. Right, the accessories that come with him, this is these. To be honest, I perhaps could have showed you this in the alternate mode as well. In fact, what I'll do very briefly, but you'll see it in the other figures anyway, is you've got a gun, and indeed you've got, I suppose, a splash effect. They are for some reason double bagged. I suppose it's because they're so small. It does in fact keep them safe, as you can see. So the little blaster I could have, and I'm going to show you, even though it's completely separate, on one of these. So what you would do is you'd put the little gun in there, and then you'd put the splash effect. Oh, that's sticking up. You'd put the splash effect in and around on these. So you've got dual use for these. I should have showed you that in the first part, but I want to try and keep as many videos different as I can, because there is just 4 uses of the mold. However, I'm sure you'll agree this on the back of here now looks really good. Yeah, you could put it on either, to be fair. You could put it on there, or you can put it on there. This one looks like it's mistransformed, to be honest. That, I think, makes the figure look really, really good. The gun will fit in his hands, of course. Now, the problem you've got with this is, with the guns being so small, you are very likely to lose them. But I think, and as far as I can remember, that's the same. Like 5mm ports is Hasbro's industry standard. This is Newage's industry standard. I'm going to zoom in a second just so you can see it better. I just want to very quickly bring this figure in, because this is where, as I say, the full homage came from. This is the BotCon 2012 Octopunch figure. And of course, they've just gone and copied it, which they copy loads of figures. But you can see, and if you did wonder where this figure came from, where the idea of the colour scheme came from, it came directly from this particular one. So let's move him out of the way. The irony is as well, there's probably more articulation on that little guy than there is on that tiny one. So just bear with me a second while we zoom in and indeed come down, because what we've got here, this is the original owner of the mold. This is Seaspray there, but they don't call him that. This is Seaspray, and this is the G1 Seaspray. So if you remember when I was showing you in the first part, they're really good at, I suppose, exactly that. This was the alternate mode, so the G1 was much bigger than the Newage version, whereas in robot mode it's pretty much the same height. It's very clever how they do that, how they expand everything out. I think it looks really good. And again, just to confirm and show you, now I've zoomed in, the core class 1 looks like a Voyager class figure. I mean, I could, if you wanted to, bring in a deluxe figure, but there's no point because it's about up to his waist and you can't see it. To be honest, there isn't really much more to say about this guy. It's probably one of the best decos I've seen on it, and I think it just works really well. And it's, again, it always not blows my mind, that's too much of a strong word. It always, I suppose, I get a bit stumped to just think, where do they get these ideas from, and what makes them think that going off a particular BotCon colour is worth a release of its own. But it's clearly worked. They're gonna sell, and I can see them doing really well. So I want you guys to tell me in the comments which is your favorite use of the mold. So we've got the Seaspray, we've got the GoBot prototype colours, we've got the BotCon one, and to be honest, I don't know, is this the shattered glass? Maybe it is. I'll find out for by the time I come to do the review on him. That's all I've got to say about this guy anyway. This is Legendary Heroes number 61F, Amsterdamned.